Hey parents, before we start this episode, remember that your family can enjoy hundreds of fun and educational free videos like this one for kids of all ages. Be sure to subscribe to get all the new shows and updates at PragerUkids.com. Welcome to Otto's Tales. I'm Jill, and today we're reading about a famous battle that happened in Israel thousands of years ago. You might recognize this story from the Bible. Whoa! Otto! Is that a sword? Be careful with that thing! What are you doing? You're going to battle? Where? Jericho, of course! You're just in time for the story I'm reading today. Let's read Joshua and the Walls of Jericho. Once upon a time, very long ago, a warrior named Joshua gathered the people of Israel on the plains of Moab. Today was the day. After 40 years of wandering, it was time for the Israelites to cross the Jordan River and enter the land that God promised to give to them. But the people were sad because their former leader, Moses, had just died. Moses was the man whom God used to lead the Israelites' escape from slavery in Egypt many years before. He was the man who miraculously parted the mighty waters of the Red Sea. Now, it was Joshua's turn to lead the people of Israel. He began by choosing 2 men to send ahead to spy out the land of Canaan and find the fortified city of Jericho. "Be strong and courageous," he told them, for in the land of Canaan were mighty wicked people who were enemies of Israel. As Joshua stood on the banks of the Jordan River, he knew the journey ahead wouldn't be easy. Would the Israelites trust Joshua like they did Moses? Joshua instructed, "Priests, go before the people." They obeyed and carried the Ark of the Covenant, the golden chest containing the 10 Commandments, towards the great river Jordan. As their feet touched the waters, a miracle happened. The river parted, allowing the Israelites to easily cross to the other side. God was with them, and from that day, the people knew that God had chosen Joshua. The spies soon arrived at Jericho, and they couldn't believe their eyes. The walls surrounding the city were built so high, with stones stacked one on top of the other, stretching to the sky, touching the clouds. How could the Israelites conquer a city like this? God had a plan. Fortunately, a kind woman named Rahab, who lived in Jericho, wanted to help Joshua and the people of Israel. She had heard about how God rescued the Israelites from the Egyptians and how he was with them. She hid the men from the guards and begged them, "Please spare me and my family when you attack the city." She let them down by a rope through her window so that they could escape. In return, the men told her, "Tie this scarlet cord to your window and you will be rescued." They then returned to Joshua and reported everything they had discovered. "How can we break through such massive city walls?" the people of Israel wondered. "We can't," Joshua replied, "but God can. He has given me a plan for what we are to do. Be strong and courageous." The next day, Joshua led the Israelites to the walls of Jericho. "Advance and march around the city," Joshua directed. "Let the armed troops go before the ark of the Lord." The Israelites followed God's instructions exactly. "We will do this for 6 days," Joshua proclaimed. And so they did. For 6 days, the people of Israel marched around Jericho's wall in the exact way that God had directed. The people of Jericho mocked them. "You'll never break through our walls." On the 7th day, Joshua commanded the people of Israel to march around the city 7 times, for God directed them to do so. On the final lap, When the priests sounded their trumpets, Joshua commanded the troops, "Shout, for the Lord has given us the city!" The Israelites gave a loud shout, and then the earth began to shake. There was a crumble and a rumble and thuds to the ground. The towering walls of Jericho began to fall, just like God promised. Joshua's troops advanced into the city and captured Jericho. And just as they promised, they found the window with the scarlet cord and rescued Rahab and her family. Following that day, Joshua led the people of Israel through many great battles to ultimate victory, and they settled in the land that God had promised them. The end. Did you recognize this story from the Bible? It's an exciting one. Joshua and the Israelites showed great faith in God by following his unusual instructions. Otto! I see you traded your sword for a trumpet, just like the Israelites did to bring Jericho's wall down. You know, this story teaches us it is hard to understand God's plans sometimes, but God is good, and learning to trust him is a wonderful gift that makes life better. Woo! Thanks, buddy. And thank you for watching Otto's Tales. Check out some of our other stories too. Keep reading, keep watching, and remember that trust and obedience to God's directions can lead to great things. Bye. Thank you for watching. You know we've got more episodes, right? Watch the whole series on our website. And parents, you can subscribe at PragerUkids.com.